next month, in May of 2023, NASA, the American Space Agency, is launching a brand new space rocket called Vulcan to the moon. It'll be a new step in moon research and exploration. This mission will be international. It'll be truly an international mission as many countries participate, bits and pieces, equipment, technologies, and so forth. Great Britain, Mexico, Israel, Japan. Really, it'll be a triumph of scientific and space exploration and research. This mission will even have a moon rover created by a team of students. Imagine that. The one country that will not take a part of this mission, of this project, is Russia, due to pretty obvious reasons. Due to Russia being an outcast in all areas of life, including scientific research and the space explorations and space programs. And this is what you get for attacking your neighbors and killing innocent people. And that's what the whole world thinks. But you'd be surprised if you heard what the Russian government is saying inside Russia. It's us, the Russians, that we don't want to participate in this mission. We will go our own way to the moon. And in this stream, I want to talk exactly about that. Russia's own strange way to the moon. Or perhaps one Russian man way to the moon. Let's find out. Howdy everyone, my name is Konstantin and welcome to Inside Russia. Still demonetized but not broken, shaken but not stirred. I give you important news updates on things that explain what's truly really happening inside Russia. What you will not find in this channel is propaganda, BS, and lies. What you will find in this channel is common sense, truth, and logic, and emotions, because I'm a human being. What you will also not find in this channel is advertising, commercials, demonetized. Inside Russia is where usual Russia explained by the unusual Russian. In the first 30 or so minutes I give you my message, then I invite everyone to participate in live stream chats, to converse, to give feedback, and to ask questions, which I try to answer all. So I would love if you join after I'm done with my message. And thank you very much for coming and giving me a chance to deliver my message. I was going to make this stream yesterday at 1 year anniversary of my stream of Russia going to the moon I made on April 12th, 2022. Exactly 365 days ago. Thank goodness I did not do the stream yesterday. I participated in an important event of Russian exile community. So I postponed the stream for, a good reason, for 1 day. And something really important happened today. 1 year ago, on April 2022, I made the stream. It was about the good news from Russia. In Russia back then, it had been mere 40 days since Russia started the war, but the Russian government insisted that it wasn't the war, but it was the special military operation against Ukraine. But no matter what you call it, the war is war. So anyway, it had been 40 days and hadn't been any good news from Russia or about Russia. Obviously, but then April 12th, 2022 happened. And it finally brought us the good news. Vladimir Putin addressed Russian people giving them the new hope. Turns out that Russia was going to renew its moon program. Vladimir Putin went to inspect the new spaceport Vostochny. It wasn't finished back then, it was just getting finished. It's still not finished today. But, on April 12th, 2022, he said the following, I quote, "We will continue creating new generation transporting spaceship and will continue discovering technologies of nuclear space energy. The area where we have advanced already and we have advantage over the others. We will renew the moon program." Now, this is Russian president speaking, don't forget that. The man of nobility, honesty, patriotism, leadership, common sense, and reason, respected by the Russian and by the rest of the world, right? Well, at least that's what it's supposed to be like for a democratically elected president, but I guess something in Russia went a lot wrong in the past, and we have what we have for the president. So when I heard his speech, I immediately thought, what the hell is he talking about? Such moon program would cost trillions of rubles. You have a war on your hands and a bunch of problems Russia has never seen in its history, like the largest immigration wave, the biggest economic downfall, complete isolation of the country in every single area. Russia cannot even build most basic primitive cars because it lacks even basic primitive technology. And he's telling us that he's sending a mission to the moon. He's either completely out of his mind or he simply thinks we are so stupid. Well, but what do I know? I'm just a little guy, I was thinking back then. Mighty Russia must have mighty advanced technology, space technology, moon technology that will propel Russian spaceship, new spaceship, whatever, to the moon. I mean, they must already have it. They had done so much research. They had spent so much money over 20 years, God, for goodness sake. I figured this guy, Putin, they couldn't lie, Well, he could, and he did almost every time he opened his mouth. But hey, I figured this. I will give this guy another chance. The moon program is a big deal, and it cannot happen overnight, and it takes long time and great resources. So I decided I'd wait for 1 year, sharp, and I'll give Putin 365 days to prove himself. And I did. It's been 365 days. Thing is, most Russians seem to have forgotten of that April 12th speech of last year in the promise that Putin gave everyone to start the moon program. Well, I haven't forgotten. I remember these things, for better or for worse. So from time to time, I checked how is Roscosmos doing, Russia's space agency, and what's going on with the moon program. Well, Roscosmos had the biggest news. Happened not in space, but ironically on Earth. Dmitry Rogozin, Putin's close friend, his trusted person, and a member of the inner circle, was fired by Putin on July 15th. Dmitry Rogozin is known for heading Roscosmos from 2018 to 2022 until he was fired, and he was known for finishing Roscosmos off, killing it. He did so much mismanagement, then once mighty in breakthrough Russian space program simply ceased to exist. In general terms. I mean, of course, it still exists, but it's not very effective. So the new head, Yuri Borisov, days after receiving his job as the head of Russian Space Agency, announced that Russia was going to abandon International Space Station project and launch own space orbital station. Now, what? That's quite the plans, Both moon program and space station? That's unheard of. Mighty Russia, rich Russia. Even the USSR could not do both programs simultaneously because it would require so much resources, but Russia can. Wow, I am impressed. But then nothing really happened for a few months, and Borisov started complaining, said of state of Roscosmos. Well, he was true about that, He started making press releases saying that Roscosmos was falling behind, things like that. Nothing major, just regular bureaucrats' work. Oh, well, I understand, because both orbital station and moon mission must be taken all the time, all the resources. They just don't have any time for anything else. The alarming news came in December. NASA announced that NASA and Russian relationship, Roscosmos relationship, was ongoing and professional. Now, this fella Borisov announced in July that Russia was abandoning International Space Station. He couldn't be lying, could he? I mean, they're all honest in the Russian government. I mean, something must be rotten in NASA. Anyway, the alarming news came in January. Now, really alarming. Russia was teaming up to advance their space moon program with Zimbabwe. No disrespect to Zimbabwe, but I have not heard of any advancements in space program that this African country made. I mean, what could it give Russia to assist its moon program, its space race? Then April 12th came, yesterday. I was watching. It's a big deal, right? I mean, it's a day of cosmonautics, a day of space in Russia, and that usually it's televised. Putin makes speeches and celebration type of thing. We still remember how Soviet Union was the first in space, sent the first Sputnik, then the first man. That's what we used to live, with those memories. So, comes 12th of April and nothing. Nothing. No moon program. No public speech by Putin or by Borisov, by anyone. Heck. I look into the statistics and I learned that 2022 was far from the best year of Roscosmos. It had 21 launch in 2022. And consider this. Back in 1993, a terrible, very challenging year economically in Russia, a new country with chaos everywhere. And back in 1993, Russia launched space rockets 48 times. Last year, just 21. I would say 2022 was a catastrophe for Russian space history. And I was going to talk about that in the stream yesterday. Then Vladimir Putin dropped a bomb on us. Yesterday, well, this morning I learned already after I would have made the stream, So he publicly stated, now listen to this, listen to me very carefully, folks. Putin stated that it is necessary to resume the moon program and the missions to other planets. I'll say it again. On April 12th, he stated that it is necessary to resume the moon program and the missions to other planets. Am I the only one that's seeing something odd here? Let me quote him. We face great research tasks in this area. We need to be, these tasks need to be executed constantly and consistently. First of all, we're talking about resuming of our moon program, of the missions to other planets, and the development of space observatories, which are already helping to obtain new facts about the evolution of the universe. He said that as if he never opened the moon project, Russian moon project 1 year ago. Is this me crazy? Or what the fudge is going on? Why does he say one thing and then later contradicts himself and acts like he never said the previous thing? It happened with the mobilization. It happened with, that he said that Russia was not in Ukraine to land grab. Now he says the same thing about this moon project. What the fudge? That is the current state of Russia's moon program. I'm really confused. We were promised the moon program twice already. Something is telling me it's not the last time. Something's telling me that if I wait for another year and we'll make another stream on April 12th, then Vladimir Putin will say the same thing. Oh yeah, of course, if he's still in power, of course, if he's still well, of course, if things are the way going in Russia, the way they're going. But something is telling me that, he would say the same thing again for the third time. What the fudge? One thing I don't understand is, why are Russian people buying this? What if it happened in the United States or in Europe? How would the citizens of those countries react? How would they feel about their presidents openly lying about things, lying over and over and over again? How would they take? You are from the West. Please let me know in the comments. How would you feel if it was your president telling you something like this? Whew. It's either I am crazy, or I am living in a mad circus, or I'm living in a house of curved mirrors, or it's all the above. I just, things like that, they just blow my mind. Okay. Now, after giving it a good deal of thinking, of April 2022 to April 12th of 2022 to April 12th of 2023 period, thought about it a great deal. I thought of Putin's words, I thought of Putin's promises. What was done in the Russian space industry in 365 previous days, I have concluded that the best way to advance Russia's moon program, I really can't say to advance because there isn't the moon program in Russia. But a great way to start Russia's moon program would be to enlist into such program one cosmonaut. That program would start with one person, that's it. For start, for starters. I think there's a great candidate, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, for that role. That places him into a rocket, a big bad Russian rocket called the New SSR, painted all in red, the way he likes. and the rocket would launch him straight to the moon. And he'd be Russia's moon pioneer. First Russian on the moon, a noble, honest, humanitarian, and public servant. He'd go down in the Russian history. And of course, he wasn't lying 1 year ago saying that Russia advanced in the field of nuclear space energy. I mean, he wouldn't be lying, would he? So he'd return back easily using that very same space, nuclear space energy. No brainer. Go there and come back using this advancement, like you said, Russia has. So let's send him to the moon. Let's let him give a chance to prove his words. Let him give a chance to go down in history. What do you say? I think that many, many Russians would absolutely love that. Folks, this has been my message for today. Thank you so much for coming, giving me a chance. Thank you for listening. Fantastic to have you, everyone, here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would like to ask you, first of all, I'd like to thank you very much for your support. A lot of people signed up for Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee programs. Your support means a lot to me. Money is much needed and very appreciated since I'm demonetized these days. But what's even more valuable, it's priceless, is your support. I've gotten so much support in this past 4 days, and I feel absolutely blessed. And I would like to say thank you so much for everything, for your comments, for your emails, for everything. And thanks to the patrons, of course, and people who bought me coffee. Thank you so much. Please help me spread my message by making reposts in your social media accounts of what I just said. If you liked what you heard, would you please consider pressing the like button and subscribing to the channel? That also helps me. And consider subscribing to Telegram channel called Inside Konstantin's Russia. The link will be in the description after the end of the stream. Thank you so much. Turn in the live stream chat now, and please let me know what you think of this message. What do you think of Russia's space program, and what do you think of Vladimir Putin as potential first Russian moon pioneer? I would really love to know that. Whew. Tashkent is getting hot, and I am turning on the live stream chat. It's on. Thank you so much. If you're not seeing it, press refresh button and you will see it. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. Lorna, Mommy, and Harry, Timo, thank you for being the first ones. Fantastic to see you. I don't really get it. I have sponsorship message. What the fudge? It's not supposed to be here. Wait. Wait. I see sponsors. What the fudge? Did they turn monetization on? Holy fudge. Monetization's on. Wow. I don't know what to say. Let me check my AdSense. Hang on, folks. Bear with me. I'm kind of shocked here. Whoa. I am kind of shocked. This is my AdSense account. It's on. Wow. I don't know what to say. Well, that's good news. That's really good news. Um, kind of messed up my, this. I was thinking about space race. I can't really think about that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Google, I appreciate it. I don't know, Lord, I appreciate all your support, all the prayers. Uh, well, I did whatchamacallit, I sent a request for Google to reconsider the pausing my AdSense, and I guess it worked. Wow. Well, you know what? I feel. Now, let me catch a breath or two. Monetization is pretty important because that's pretty much the only mean of income that I have. And they turned it off out of the blue. I thought I got a strike on YouTube on the 7th of April, around like noontime, and all of a sudden, forgive me, I'm not reading the comments. I will get back to them a little bit. Um, I I um I So all of a sudden I just saw something's wrong with my YouTube, and then I searched, and YouTube was fine, no strikes or anything like that, no violations of policies. Then I went to AdSense, and it was inactive. No explanations given. It was just a red line saying your AdSense has been blocked due to something violation of policy or something like that. Very general explanation. No further explanation were given. And you know what? I felt pretty bad. I felt I made a stream about that. Like I told you in the comments, I felt pretty hurt. Uh, I didn't violate any policies. Okay, I thought it was just me, and I felt pretty down. Not the end of the world, but like, what do I do now? I had no doubts that I would go on because money is not number one in this YouTube venture for me. Spreading my message is number one. I really find this important, and I like it. I enjoy it very much. So, but money, I mean, what can I do without supporting my family, right? So I figured, you know, I got to do something, right? But so I was feeling pretty bad. I made a community post, and then so many people, all of you, started sending me support. And fell asleep. I woke up, and incredible thing happened. There were so many patrons signed up. The new patrons. I signed for Buy Me Coffee. There were so many people buying me coffees. Money, you know, wasn't wasn't the amount that I usually make on YouTube, but still, that's amount that it can't get me by. You know what I mean? So that was, I can't say that money was out of the way, but at least some money was there, some income was coming in. But the most amazing thing is I felt so much support from you. I felt so many prayers, so many good wishes. There were so many messages, emails. I think over 100 emails, people offering help, people offering to wire me money through Western Union. There were like about 10, not requests, but offerings. And I refused them. I said, folks, this is like the last resort. Please, don't do that. But thank you so much. And I changed my attitude towards demonetization from being something very unpleasant and very scary. It became like a blessing in disguise. Uh, it just showed this tremendous support, real support of this community. And thank you, everyone who's watching right now. I really appreciate your help. I appreciate what you've done for me. I appreciate that you keep me going. This is so motivational. This is pretty amazing, folks. You know, I'm speechless. And now they just turn it back on, not saying anything, not email why they shut it off, not email why they turn it back on. I mean, I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong, but it's been stressful. 4 days, and it's been very stressful. But thank goodness it's back. You know. I see tons of messages. I so many I won't be able to catch up on all of them. But gosh, whew. Thank you. This works. I mean, monetization is back. If you have like sponsorship, then it works. I'll check. Hang on, give me a second. This is the most insane thing. This is whew. I guess it must have been a glitch. But you know what? It affected most Russian YouTubers and most Russian AdSense holders. Russian YouTubers started writing me, "Hey, Konstantin, did it happen to you? What do we do now?" And I gave 4 advices to people. I said, let's hang on, you know, because let's wait until the official explanation. And I told them that I protested. Anyway, I filed forms in the forum, and then, you know. Yeah, it shows me that everything, sponsorships on, the super chats on, you know, the whole 9 yards. Wow. I'm speechless. It's really difficult to knock me off the course, so to speak, when I'm live streaming, but they certainly did. They certainly did. Forgive me for being a little clumsy in this stream. I'm sorry. I'm pretty overwhelmed. Pretty overwhelmed. Just looking at, hang on. No super chat though. I don't know, Frank. I don't care about super chats on or off. I just checked they're on, but I don't care as long as I get, you know, revenue from advertisement. Hey, this is a super chat from Bob. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you, folks. Pretty speechless. We told you that would get straightened, or we have faith we did. Thank you, California Mountain Gold. Thanks, everyone. I mean, I missed all the messages, but Nicholas, great to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the cliffhanger. Brian, thank you. Thank you so much. White Lightning. It seems like Putin lost his mind. Have you seen Batman? Joker villain? I know. I know. Hope all is well. Clear skies. Rick, thank you so much. Chats are back. Yep. Well, that really takes care of one of the difficulties and challenges, But I guess it was a test for me. I told you, even if I was making no money, I'd still be going with this thing, and I did, and that's my intention. Robin, you're being rewarded for your best message yet. Thank you. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Ken. Sean, thank you so much. Shaken but not stirred. Yeah. Big hugs. Thank you. Big hugs to you, and thanks everyone. I'm definitely shaken even more now. It's really strange. It sounds strange, but really caught me off guard. Calvin, thank you. Thank you so much. Here is a gift for the family. Great message. Thank you. Panda. Thank you. I feel so stupid. I'm just sitting and smiling here in front of the camera, not saying much. Hey, you know what? They returned all sponsorships and all the icons. Like Frank is a sponsor for 15 months, so he's still a sponsor. They didn't reset it, so it's thank goodness. What the heck was that? What the heck was that? Detail is in retail. Thank you so much. Buying your coffee, super chat style. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Miss Wendy, thank you. You are class act. Thank you so much. Joe, the relief in your voice and your face is a prayer answer. You're loved and supported. Best news of the day. Sure is. Sure is. Thank you. You must be feeling silly, but this is probably my favorite stream of yours so far. It's like watching a kid on Christmas morning. I was in the stream yesterday with this fella, Alexei. Alexei was telling the story with Meta Spencer. I don't know, some of you watched it, but I didn't do the stream yesterday because I was at Meta stream. And we finished like 40 minutes before I would start my stream, so I figured it was too much, So I was with Alexei, and he's same as I am, 39 years old, I think, or 40. And he fled on the same day, almost on the same day, through a similar route to Istanbul instead of Uzbekistan, and then to Poland. And then he was telling he doesn't have a family. He lives in Poland right now. He has a job, probably pays him some money. And he says, you know what? He says, I didn't need anything. I left everything behind. I felt pretty good about that. I really need like a gym bag full of clothes and stuff like that. And that's not my case. I have 5 kids that depend on me. I have wife, I have ex-wife, I have my mom, and I have some other things and some other people that depend on me. I need a lot. I can't have just one little bag with clothes and that's it. Because what happens when my kids come and say, Daddy, we would like to eat, No. And this definitely, Amanda, thank you. Liz, thank you again. Thank you so much. North Georgia mom, thank you. And this demonetization has definitely kind of knocked me off because I have responsibilities, I gotta provide somehow. I am a grown man. I'm not just like a kid who just happy-go-lucky type of person, That's why I'm feeling like a kid at candy store. I'm confident again that YouTube pays me enough to support my family, to send money to feed my kids, to move to places, so to speak. You know what I mean? To start new life and things like that. So, whew, that's a relief. Thank you, X Flying Tiger. And you know what? Thank you so much for signing up for Patreon, and thank you for buying me coffee. I can't say thank you enough. You just have no idea how much confidence had returned to me. Um, I never lost faith, but not losing faith is one thing, and it's like feeling stressed is another thing. You know what I mean? Uh, Thank you, John and Nikki from Lake Shasta. When Putin gets to the moon, he needs to say hello to Alice Crandon. Yeah. Phew. Steven, thank you. Everyone whose super chats I missed. NDW, thank you so much. So many of you have given sponsorships. Buy yourself a brew. KJ1, I will. Thank you. I don't usually drink much and beer on very rare occasion, but I will. This is the occasion. Christopher Patterson, happy days. Thank you. Sean and everyone who's gifted sponsorships, thank you so much. Jubam Dida. Does Russia have cyber army for flagging critical YT channels with the goal of eventually getting them demonetized? I think they have a task force like that. I don't know exactly how they work, but I certainly do think that there's been some kind of foul play involved. That's my gut feeling. Carlson Larrymore, forget the word today. Take your family to celebrate. Looks like someone above hears you. Not only hears me. Look, I'm telling you, I consider this blessing in disguise because it proved one more time that God cares so much about me, and He's using different ways, and then He's used you as one of the ways, and I really feel it. And this is not only I believe, I see it. How can you believe into something that you see? You believe in something that you don't see. Okay, but Crusader Damien, sorry, time for a hard question. I'm surprised you didn't mention decapitation by Russian soldier of a Ukrainian POW. How does a culture allow that? Truly barbaric? God bless. Well, you know what, Damien? As usual, you come with a question and then yoke me off my feet, so to speak. I didn't mention that because that was not a topic of my stream, for one thing, and I will definitely mention this. I learned about it today, not too long ago, and it's shocking. I don't know what to answer you. This is barbaric. To say barbaric is not to say enough. I truly don't know how Russian people, whoever did that, were gotten so low that they could do something like that. I don't want to be associated with these people, and if it's official country's position and stand, I'm telling you, I don't want to be associated with this country anymore. This isn't human. It's barbaric. It's what you get when you let the prisons out. You get the murderers, the cannibals, the rapists out, join the army, and then they do. That's what they do. Whew. Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. Yeah. Steve, this will be a coffee. Thank you. I'm definitely buying entire like breakfast thing for tomorrow. Whoever turns for a breakfast club, that's gonna be on me, Matt W. Welcome to Inside Russia. Lori Hill, I was surprised to see halfway through the stream that my membership popped back up. And I was surprised when I turned it on. The first thing I saw that there was just like this yellow thing, and it means some like a member sent me a message, and I saw people in color, the names in color, in green color. That's members, and I was like, no way. Well, you saw it with your own eyes. Riviere 1862. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chats. I really appreciate it. Whew. Dirk, let's all fly to Tashkent. Free breakfast for all. Hey, you know what? If anyone flies to Tashkent, so far I had a man from Daniel showed up from Brooklyn, New York. Then we had a man from the Netherlands, but he's Uzbek. He's a famous choreographer. He was just visiting and he showed up. Then we had a man from Ohio came over, and later he sent me maple syrup from Ohio. So far 3 foreigners, and of course there were Ukrainians. There are some Jewish, Israelis, residents of the Breakfast Club, and So anyway, anyone who comes from this chat, from YouTube, you know what? You have my arms open. Breakfast or whatever is on me. Just come. Please make it. Dave's Michigan basement, excellent. I will stay with Patreon. Keeps my donation in one place. Ads don't make a difference. I'm a premium member. Thank you. YouTube, thank you, says Outlander. Ripped it. I bet they didn't give a reason. They didn't give a reason. No, they didn't. They didn't say why they turned it off. They not saying why they turned it on because there are no messages. TK Porsche, thank you so much for a huge support. Thank you. My favorite brand, Porsche, by the way. Even better than Mercedes. I've never owned a Porsche. I drove a few times. It's pretty awesome car. Thank you for your support. Jasper Potting Face. Janine, thank you. Janine, I'll have a friend. I think you might know him, not personally, but you might have heard of him, over for our Easter on Saturday. We're going to be cooking together. I'll make a little video about that, but you might understand who I mean. How much tea we're allowed to bring with us in our luggage? I think you are allowed to bring 40 pounds. The entire weight. Putin would love to go to the moon because from space Russia has no borders. Yeah. It's not, you know what? It's not a question he would love to go to the moon. It's a question, would we love him to go to the moon? Yes, YouTube just turned on monetization without me doing anything. Well, I sent a form and I didn't do anything other than that. Mira Luna, thank you so much. Thank you everyone who super chatted, and I might have missed a few because I'm pretty out of sorts right now, a little bit. I can breathe out, if you know what I mean, James. Good to know Google fixed their mistake. By the way, can you buy Polish vodka in Tashkent? If so, here's some money for Zubrovka. You know what, James? Thank you. I worked in Old Orchard Beach, Maine for quite a few years, and we had lots of kids from Poland, students coming for work and travel program. And I had quite a few Polish I employed throughout my hotels. And we made friends with some of them. There was a guy, Tomek, a great guy. He came two years in a row. Okay, and then the second year, he brought me a present. A bottle of real Zubrovka with the grass in it, the Polish one. And we drank it, and it was pretty hard stuff, pretty good, you know. Honestly, I have not seen that particular Zubrovka anywhere on sale, definitely not in Russia, but I still remember that, and a good memory. I'm not sure if they sell it or not in Uzbekistan, probably not, but I'm gonna take it to the good use anyway. Thank you so very much. Tomek, his name was Tomek. Dina, Gen 21. I've been praying for you and your family. I've been very busy and finally caught alive. Much love from Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you so very much for the words. Absolutely priceless, and prayers and wishes, and thanks for the support. Much needed, very appreciated. Thank you. Amir, thank you so much. By the way, Amir, I'm gonna email back. I saw your email yesterday. Have not had a chance. Thank you so very much. You know what I mean? Snow White, hitting space altitude would be good for perspective. Agreed. Thank you so much for the support. By the way, folks, I'm not gonna abandon Patreon. I just made a post not too long ago saying I would make post every day. I made a promise. I'm gonna be doing that. Much more content coming to Patreon. And guess what? I just learned that buy me coffee, I can make also posts and send messages and things like that. I thought people just buy me coffee and that's it. But the coffees comes with messages, and I can also post something for people who bought me coffees. So thank you all very much, and just give me a day to figure things out, and I'll be on top of things as well. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jason Carney, thank you for, you supported so much through Patreon and through this thing. I mean, Jason, your help is very very appreciated. Thank you so much. My rocket just traveled to the moon and back. Outlander, yeah, probably with that nuclear energy that Putin was talking about. Yeah. Anka Michalska, thank you so much. I'm happy I can send a super chat message again. Much love from the Netherlands. Since you said it was important with Polish roots. Your last name sounds very Polish. You know what? I have very fond memories of hanging out with Polish folks. Well, not folks, kids, I would say. I was 26, 27. They were like 22, 21. Boy would drink. They drank so much after working, like putting 2 shifts, and then they would come back home, throw barbecue, make barbecue, and drink. And I would be driving by, and they all knew who I was. I'd stop by, and then, hey, let's drink, We would get smashed sometimes. Good old days. Thank you so very much, Thank you. Jason, thank you again. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. John and Nikki, bang Zoom, Putin to the moon. Good one. I will build a rocket if Putin wants to ride to the Mars. It's one-way ticket, right? Sven Gale, back in the game, my friend. Finally, YouTube has corrected its mistake. Love from Stuttgart, Germany. Thank you. Danke schön. Guten Abend and danke schön. Back in the game, yes, but I was not out of the game. I did not have any plans to pause doing YouTube without being monetized. Don't make mistake about that. I would still keep on going because money, like I said earlier, money is very much needed. It's very important. It's the foundation. But my message is, even without money, which I'd rather do it with money. Don't get me wrong, than with money. But that's the most important thing. Jason has granted membership to 5 people. That's so great that we have members again. Woohoo! Wow. Jeffrey, howdy from the guy who doesn't know what his name is. Had physical therapy. Will watch later. Putin in the moon, not back. What kind of Polish kids we're talking about? 88 in Minnesota. We're talking about Polish kids, like 20, 21, 22-year-old students who came to Old Orchard Beach as participants of work and travel program. They worked in Old Orchard Beach. They at various positions, mostly chambermaids, street sweepers, ride operators, joyride operators, things like that. All kinds of jobs. They were hard workers, not just Polish, but Lithuanians, Estonians, Latvians, Belarusians, tons of them. There were lots of Russians. I don't remember any Ukrainians because I'm not sure Ukraine participated in work and travel. But this who I mean. It was a good time. I made lots of friends. I still keep in touch with some of the people. If you go to my Facebook, you will find some. They're not students, of course, anymore. They're like 40-plus-year-old people. They have families and kids, and then some of them are very important. Some, I don't think there are any politicians, but engineers and like accountants and the finance people and things like that, But hey, we had what we had back 20 years ago, We had a good time, lots of parties and things like that. Totally random, but just tried yoga. Trust me, I'm hurting. This is not just for women. Richard, I'm gonna tell you a story, okay? Gary Black, thank you so very much. I'll tell Richard and everyone a story how I tried yoga once. I was attending a gym when I was single back in Moscow. And I saw that one of the classes, you could see through the glass windows, one of the classes was yoga classes, and the class was full of beautiful girls. And one of the days I decided, hey, you know what, I should sign up for yoga class. Great. I'll just, get into the class, I'll be doing yoga. It's yoga, what's the big deal? It's easy, right? And then I'll introduce myself to the girls. And I started doing yoga, and in the first 2 minutes, I started sweating, and boy, it was like one of the hardest exercises I ever had. I literally was sweating, like sweat was dripping off me, and all the girls were looking at me and laughing. That was pretty embarrassing. And at the end, I stood up after we were done. I'm like, hey, please don't laugh at me. I just wanted to meet you. I thought it was going to be easy. And then everyone started laughing. And the instructor's like, well, you should come back to do it with us. I'm like, okay. Next time I was pumping iron, Yeah, I wasn't doing yoga. It was enough for me. Farmer82C, I hate to tell you, but SpaceX is on tracks to launch 100 plus times to orbit, including the first test flight of Starship Super Heavy. I am very glad that there is a private company that is doing that. You know, Farmer. Why you hate to tell? Why do you hate to tell it to me? Be proud. I am so glad for you. You know, Roscosmos had a great thing going. It was first in space, first man in space, first spacewalk, things like that. But then it just, yeah, I don't want to attack it. It's lost everything. It's not lost. It's shot itself in the foot. One, then another one, and just like the Russia did. Yoga was nice. Balance is a muscle. Yep, exactly. It was very tough. Very tough. Peaceful skies, Harry. Thank you for coming. Wanda, tell your sons if they want to meet girls to take kitten to yoga. You know what? Michael is too young, and Jake doesn't seem to have a problem like meeting girls. So I'll refrain from any advices to them. Only if they ask me advice, you know, I will. It's really hard for me to give advice anyway in this department. Folks, I gotta wrap it up. I'm pretty overwhelmed. I'm emotionally exhausted. You know. Janine, one of my cousins, used to laugh at us girls doing ballet until he attended a beginner's lesson. Well, that's what happened to me at yoga. Whew. I'm not just emotionally, I'm physically exhausted somehow, you know. T-Mac, did you hear about that missile that flew towards Japan? No, I did not. I will investigate who launched it. Couldn't have been Russia. Well, why should I say couldn't have? It could have been Russia, you know. I'm not sure of anything about Russia anymore. Sam Samuels, Russia can build cars and farm tractors at the same time. Well, Sam, what cars exactly is Russia building right now? Please fill me in. And what farm tractors? I would know. My father spent his entire life working at Rassilmash. That's one of the world's largest manufacturers of farm tractors, well, combine harvesters. So I haven't heard of Russians building cars. If you call Moskvich a Russian car, of course, there are plenty of those. But latest I heard, they're Chinese, just, you know, those brands are changed and that's it. Amanda, did you see Washington Post link I shared with you on Patreon? I have not seen it yet. I'm sorry, I haven't looked at the Patreon messages today and have date yesterday, so I will do so right after the stream. Thank you. And that's for folks. I can't do this anymore. I'm pretty exhausted. Wow. Hey, there you go, John. You met Nikki 23 years ago at a yoga class instructor. Good for you. Good for you. All right. Nightbot can go to the moon. Electric scooters. Strong Badia, a stream comparing the military lend-lease to Russia when it was invaded by Germany and the military supplies sent to Ukraine after Russia invaded. What is there to do in the stream? I mean, we can talk about it for a couple minutes, but it's definitely not enough for a stream. It's in my eyes, it's the same thing. It's even called the same. The United States made a law in May of last year, naming it Lend-Lease to Ukraine, Lend-Lease to the USSR. Same thing, you know. Oh, Sam, I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight. Please accept my apologies. Whew. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for staying with me in this really hard time for me. Thank you for helping. Thank you for showing God's light. Thank you. Would you please join me in prayer? I would really like that. Thank you so very much. Let's do it. Dear Lord, Jesus Christ, thank you so much for giving this day. Thank you for putting food on our tables. Thank you for giving roofs over our heads. Thank you for surrounding us with people who we love, who love us and who support us. Thank you. Thank you for shining your light over me. Please give us wisdom to raise our children well and right and keep the skies above their heads peaceful. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy. Dear Lord, please help stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Reach out to people who you need to reach out and touch their hearts, touch their souls, fill them with love. Show them your light, shine your light on them, so they wake up from this lethargic sleep they have been at, and they will get terrified. They will see they will understand what's really happened between the two countries and what happened in Ukraine, and they will make the decision to stop the bloodshed. Please help do so. Help every single Ukrainian who's been affected by this terrible tragedy. Answer their prayers and make their wishes come true. Help them the way you know how to help. Please send every Ukrainian an angel, so the angels keep people away from harm's way, out of harm's way. Please help my country, Russia. Send the army of your strongest angels with sharpest swords, led by Saint Michael, to get rid of the demons that have hijacked my country. Please make it run by angels, not by demons. Please help everyone who is traveling. Send safe travels. Help everyone who is seeking for asylum, especially families. Please provide help. Send your help their way and good people to help. Please help all the Ukrainians who are without electricity and basic necessities, heat, water. Please provide help and send people to fix and really shine your light on them and help them the way you know how to help. Please help the hungry, the sick, the homeless, the jobless, the depressed ones, those who are in despair because of circumstances of their lives, those are scared. Shine your light, heavenly light upon them, and send love into their hearts, and surround them with your warmth, so they will feel good, they will feel better, they will feel comfortable, and they will have a chance at better life. Please keep the skies above all of our heads peaceful. Please help the families, those who were killed in Ukraine. Um, Provide, answer their prayers and make their wishes come true, please. Help the women who are pregnant and trying to make the decision whether to keep their children or not. Please reach out and talk to them so that all make the right choice. Dear Lord, thank you so much for our community, for bringing us all together. Thank you for allowing us to pray together. Thank you so much for showing me your love and your light, shining your light upon me through this community. Thank you. Please help everyone who is praying along with me or just simply watching us pray. Dear Lord, I would like to ask for a few people who need your help. They are George Duberty, Greg, Jim and Shirley Hall, Delaney and her 2 daughters, Ann Larson, her family and her daughter Hannah, Florentina, Carolyn Raidnor, Max family, Sherry Morin, CKOC, Brian Wilkes, Liz Dumbrell, Ripted, daughter of Aspen English, Ruth, Paul, Susan, Rudy Kaisley, Darla, Bip, Ivan Gershkovich, White Lightning, Wayne, Shirley, Debbie, Jen Allen, Finola, Lars Henrik, and Lars Henrik's mother, Lazarus, the Highwayman, Amanda Raidnor, Assie from the Scottish Isles, Outlander and family, Chorizo family, and David Potter and his family, and all people in Chernovtsi, Ukraine, Lars, Susan Marshall, Beulah, Bas Simon, Alvin's sister, Teresa D., Terry Carter, Joe and Lee McMahon, Meta Spencer, Deanna and her family, Bree's friend, Caroline, Albina Fell, Michael Yukon, Joel, Leif, Karin Vasseur, Pamela J., Lindsay, Larry, Yelena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Galina, Igor, Karen, Janine, Michael Milkowitz, Marlene, Paul Binns, Richard, Mallory M., Dirk Misler, James Rhodes, Terry, Hannah, Richard Burris, Angelic at Life, and Scan's family grandson, Barb, Randolph, Nelly, Arkady, and Yuri, Harry's family, Verlinda's niece, Ian James, Doug, Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gaby Hyman, Donald, Deborah, Lisa's son, Jade, Kaltenberg, Allison, Dave Moyers, Maureen M. and her sister, Mr. Hanson, Ashley and family, Tony, Rob, Bob, Matt, Mr. Dean Spooner, his church called Savior Lutheran Church, Lisa Kumrian, Jacob, Adam Oliver, Amy, Treasure, Kyle's wife, Maggie, Vladislav and his father Sergey, Gina, Wayfarer, AMS paramedic, Susie Myler, Karen, Lori Miles' husband, Sherry, Layla, Philip's mother. I would like to ask for a few special children. They are Cadence, Maverick, Sebastian, Coulter, Theo, Maddie, Ansley, and 2-year-old niece of Karin Vasseur. Please help them. Send them your love. Shine your light upon them. Send them recovery and send their families strength in these hard times. Dear Lord, also please help children of Ukraine who have been affected by this terrible tragedy and children of Russia as well. Also would like to ask for Lee's Dumbrell grandfather. Dear Lord, thank you so very much. Please forgive us our sins. Amen. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for praying with me. Thanks for being until the end. You are absolutely awesome and you're all... You know what, folks? I'm telling you this, but this is definitely an understatement. That doesn't explain enough my gratitude to you and my appreciation of you. I don't really know how to say that I am so grateful to have you. Thank you so very much. And Terry Wold, thank you. It's incredible. I really don't know what to say. I am so thankful that you have become part of my life. Thank you. You're really showing me how God works. I will see you tomorrow with a new message. Definitely. Every day. No quitting. Thank you so much. And before I go, usual, I would like everyone to say out loud with me, Carthago delenda est.